Hi everyone. As you can see, today's lesson is about asking for and giving advice. This is Unit 8 Functions, introduced by Khalid Toil from Hassan II High School, Rashid Delegation. As a first task, dear students, you'll have to read the following dialogue and answer the question below. As you can see, the answer is at the bottom. It says, what does Hamid want from Saeed? So you probably can pause this video for some seconds until you read the dialogue and answer the question. You can pause the video for as long as you can to go through the dialogue and answer the question. The answer in simple terms is Hamid wants advice from Saeed. Now, you'll have to read the dialogue again and find the expressions to classify in the following chart. This is the chart. It's classified into two columns. The first one to ask for advice, second one to give advice. Again, you can take a minute and find the expressions in the dialogue. Alright, now it's time to check your answers. As you can see, we can take the following expressions from the exchange asking for advice. What should I do? If you were me, what would you do? Giving advice, I think you should. If I were you, I would. Now we'll go to more practice with more expressions. This is the second task. You're supposed to underline the expressions used to ask for advice and color in red the ones used to give advice. Please read the expressions and then classify them. Alright, the first one is my advice is, as you can see, it's used to give advice. Second one should be underlined to ask for advice. The third to ask for advice as well. Fourth to give advice. So is the fifth one to give advice. Number 6, if you were me, what would you do? That's to ask for advice. That applies also to the following expression, what should I do? I think you should. This is an expression usually used to give advice. Can you give me some advice? This is to ask for advice. You ought to or should. These are models you can use to give advice. You'd better plus verb in the base form, that is infinitive without to, can be used to give advice. As for the last one, what do you think I should do? It's obviously used to ask for advice. Now it's time for the first exercise. You'll have to fill in the blanks with the right expressions. This is a dialogue between a student and a teacher. You can take some time, go through the dialogue and see what right expression would you put in the right place. Again, you can pause the video anytime you want. This could help you check your answers and be sure of your choices. So these are the most appropriate choices you should have gotten. Otherwise, you can do the exercise again. Fourth task, complete the following exchanges with the appropriate expressions. So this is a dialogue between Kathy and James. correction time. Okay, so this is my version of the correction. Kathy says, I find math difficult. What should I do? James answers, I think you should pay more attention in class. Also, I advise you to do more exercise at home. Kathy responds, thanks, that's really helpful. You have to note that there are many possible answers. You can go back to exercise 2 where you classify the expressions. There are plenty of expressions you can use to ask for advice where you're supposed to, and those to give advice where you're supposed to. Also, the ideas can be different. Here, we just wrote 2 about paying more attention in class and doing more exercise at home, but you could definitely add more ideas of your own choice. Now, second dialogue, this is pretty much the same as the first one, only with different questions and different people involved. Take some time and see what your version will be. Okay, we can correct. This is again my version of the answer. Once more, there are many possible answers, so if you have different answers than mine, don't worry, because you can use definitely different expressions and you could definitely use other ideas. Now this is your turn. This is where you're supposed to write a short exchange, a dialogue, where one of the speakers asks for advice about a situation, a problem or something, and the other one, the participant in the dialogue, should give advice. You can always go back to the expressions in dialogue or in exercise 2. They can be helpful. And I'll be posting an email address, mine, in case you want your dialogues to be corrected. Finally, this is the final slide. If you want to do more practice, you can visit the following link. There you'll find an audio you would listen to and answer some questions on the same web page. Now these questions can be very helpful to make you understand more the point of giving and asking for advice, and it's also an opportunity to listen to different speakers and to maintain your exposure to different speakers. So that's it. Thank you for your attention.